Spooky Southcoast presents The Week in Weird with paranormal news correspondent Melody Knapp.
Alright guys, so as some of you might have seen in the chat, I just wanted to quickly talk about the direction that our segment Week in Weird is going to be going. Basically, we want to be super interactive with you guys and kind of, get your opinions and comments and things like that. So throughout the week, I'm going to be posting on the Spooky Southcoast Facebook page different articles. It will be labeled Week in Weird, so you know which one it is. And pretty much what we want you to do is we want you to comment and talk and engage in what's going on. And then when we do the shows on Saturdays, I am going to read the best comments and things like that. So, without further ado, let's get to this week's stories, which I am going to start off with the lovely Daily Mail based out of the UK, which I'm sure Tim and Stephanie and that will have wonderful opinions on. So, while an estimated 3/4 of the US and UK populations believe in ghosts, Brian Cox, the popular UK TV professor, believes he has proof that ghosts do not exist. Professor Cox has pointed to the Large Hadron Collider, the world's most powerful particle accelerator, to explain why specters and phantoms are the stuff of fiction. He said experiments carried out the LHC in Geneva, Switzerland, prove that the existence of the paranormal is inconceivable. He said, I would say if there's some kind of substance that's driving our bodies, making my arms move and legs move, then it must interact with the particles out of which our bodies are made. And seeing as we've made high precision measurements of the ways that particles interact, then my assertion is there can be no such thing as an energy source that's driving our bodies.
So, I mean, I guess that makes sense, though, because you're talking about, a soul, essentially. As he's saying that, if there is that energy that makes up a soul, we're not seeing that energy interact with anything outside the body, which you would think that it makes sense, right? Because if the soul was a physical thing, it would have to be made out of some kind of matter, and that matter would have to interact with other particles of matter.
Absolutely, but this actually bleeds right into the next article from AOL, which is Bernard Carr, a professor of mathematics and astronomy at the Queen Mary University of London, believes the paranormal exists in a different dimension that interacts with the consciousness of the living. Other scientists, including Albert Einstein, believe there were more dimensions than we realize, but Carr believes that there's an even extra dimension. Humans are just the bottom of the pyramid in terms of consciousness because they have physical bodies. He believes these paranormal entities we encounter exist only as mental beings, and that's why they don't relate to our understanding of physics. So, I mean, there's definitely, I can see where the first one's coming from, but I'm leaning more towards Carr. You know what I mean? There has to be another dimension that's causing the miscommunication,
right.
I guess you could say.
I mean, I've been saying that for the last couple of years for sure, that, and Moniz and I, we've argued about this in the past quite a bit, but I don't think that ghosts are necessarily a physical thing. That's why physics as we know it won't be able to prove or accept their existence, because it doesn't exist in the realm of what's physical.
Exactly. Tim, you and I are on the same page with that.
But I don't go as far as Carr to say it's another dimension necessarily. I mean, I think that it's an emotional thing. I think a ghost is an emotion, and that's why we can't quantify it, because you can't quantify love, you can't quantify hate, but you still feel them and you still know when they're there. And so that's why I've always kind of felt that way about it.
I almost want to say it's a dimension, but the way I view the paranormal is, you guys know how light it bends, right? Mm-hmm. What's in between those bends? You know what I mean? Just because we can't see it, I wouldn't go as far as saying it's like a dimension, but it's definitely something not able to be viewed. Just like how light bends, what's in between? The bends, in between the waves, I guess you could say.
What's interesting about it being a dimension, though, if Carr is right, is that maybe it's a dimension that eventually we can reach and we can travel in and out of ourselves.
That would be pretty cool.
I don't know.
And
Once
I mean,
upon a
I
time,
guess that's the direction we're all going. Is we're trying to communicate and get in touch with whatever it is. So
there was a TV show called Ghost Stalkers that was originally supposed to be exploring that, but then things get changed up when it goes to the network.
Of course.
I don't know anything about that thing.
Weird.
All right, what else do you have for us?
It's close to home, close to home. All right, guys, so we are going to end this with something that truly excites me in every way possible. Article by USA Today, which is scientists have discovered 7 Earth-sized planets, each potentially capable of hosting liquid water and, therefore, life in orbit around a nearby star. These rocky planets are some 40 light years away, so, just a quick walk from our sun. And the Hubble Space Telescope and other observatories should be able to get a closer look to try to pick out chemical signs of any living organisms if there are. 3 of them could be just the right distance from the host star, called TRAPPIST-1, to have oceans and atmospheres. 5 of the 7 are almost exactly the width of the Earth, while the other 2 are just slightly smaller. And researchers say with luck, they'll know in a decade whether there are signs of life near the wonderful TRAPPIST-1. Here we go, guys. Dun, 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 dun,
Well,
dun.
I mean, this kind of lends to what we're going to be talking about tonight with UFOs and other civilizations. But Moniz, this is the best sign that we've had of the possibility of extraterrestrial life in forever.
Well, they've discovered
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
hundreds and hundreds of what they call exoplanets over the past 20 years.
Right,
So-
but the difference with this is that these are...
This is a vast number of them
and
all around.
What do they call it? The Goldilocks zone, where
Correct.
everything is just right
Correct.
for life to exist.
It's perfect to have liquid water be present on the surface.
And
So,
what's
yeah.
funny is, looking at the story, I'd have to look at the original story instead of these notes here, but the original story suggested there's more than one planet that's in that Goldilocks zone.
There's 7.
As opposed to
that's
our solar
unprecedented.
system where there's 1.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the fact that there's, I guess you could say, Mars and even to some degree
Venus
have they're in close proximity to that perfect zone. But this here, there's like...
No, both of them are on each edge of it. We're right smack in the middle, but yeah.
So, I mean, this is... in 40 light years, I know that sounds like...
That's next door.
Yeah, that
in
sounds
galactic
like
terms, that's next door.
It sounds like a huge difference, but it's not that far away. It's not out of the realm of possibility that we could reach it someday.
Yeah, it's definitely achievable.
No thanks.
So, Moniz, just really quickly, a light year is...
Distance light travels in a year.
So...
the exact number is 186,000 miles per second. You can do the math if you want. It's a big number.
It's far.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit more than the average person commutes from here to Boston.
Yeah.
Over 40
Just a
years.
little bit.
So, all right.
All right.
But it is reachable. Melody, we're going to volunteer you to go and check it out. Report back to
I'll
us
do
what
it.
you find.
All right.
All right.
I
and
love this.
As you
Yes,
said,
yes.
you'll be posting stories all week. People should check those out on our social media, on the Facebook page, on the Twitter page. They're both linked up together at SpookySC.
Talk to me, baby.
And then we want people to both, listen, it's great if you have insights and stuff to add, but we also love the smart-ass comments too. So we'll read a mixture of both.
There you
So, feel free to make smart-ass comments just as much as you do insightful observations. All right, well, thank you very much. We'll talk to you next week. Well, no, not
Thank
next
you,
week.
guys.
Not next week,
I'll
2
still be
weeks.
listening in, so.
No, we won't be here next week.
Oh, no.
We have an event, so we're going to have a recorded
Oh,
show.
yeah. Forgot about that. Well, good luck with the event, guys.
Thanks. All right, take care.
Okay, bye.
That is paranormal news correspondent Melody Knapp with The Week in Weird. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Let us know what you thought about what you just saw. There's little like and dislike buttons underneath that you can click, but really what we want to know is your thoughts and opinions on the guests and the topics that we cover here on the show. So be sure to leave a comment underneath, and we'd love to find out who you are and where you're listening and watching from.